Okay, so I welcome myself, Barbro Bronsberg from Sweden, and I welcome Osok, as we call you, from Kenya.
Yes.
And this is a celebration video. We are celebrating almost exactly on the day 3 years of working together in what has been an amazing travel. What do you say? Journey. Together. Yeah, that started. So, well, it started when I was just looking at Facebook, and since I buy trees in Kenya every month.
Yes.
Since 2014, I'm a bit alert to Kenya and want to learn more. And then suddenly I found a school, and I don't remember. Maybe I started talking to you, and you were the administrator of that the Oasis School Facebook group. Do you remember anything?
Yes, I do. I do remember. We met on Facebook, and I was the administrator of the Oasis project Facebook group, which was started by the group's administration, the school's administration, and its friends. So I was allowed to be one of the administrators of that group, and that is how we met. And it has been 3 years of amazing adventure, reaching out to people, touching lives in different ways, and generally restoring hope in people and making people happy. That is has always been our pride. Seeing people happy. Every morning they wake up, they are happy, they have a lot of hope in life, and it just makes us happy also. And the happiness and the joy, expands. They're like ripples in water, and reaching so many. Yes.
Yes. I remember. I think we started to talk about what are we doing in life? Who are you? Who is you? Who is I am? And then I told you about the tapping that I'm doing. I told you the possibilities of tapping, and that it can heal trauma.
Yes.
And then I remember that you said, "Teach me."
Yeah.
Remember that you said?
Absolutely. I said I wanted to learn this wonderful tool that makes people less stressed, so happy, balanced emotionally, and they can think straight. I mean, that is what captured my attention. The fact that somebody can clear his or her mind and think straight. That is where the solutions to all problems in life begins. When you can think straight, you can make wise decisions, and then you can be less stressed. Yeah, so that is what readily made me accept that I wanted to take lessons in tapping. And from the very beginning, I must thank you, because they were very effective lessons that I still hold very dear even today. It has been a very wonderful journey, a journey that I would wish every day to start all over again.
Yes,
really.
And we are happy to be able to continue.
Yeah, yes.
And I was thinking, yes, from the beginning, I thought, 3 times. It will take me about 3 sessions, and then I would have taught you, what you need. Then my clients will come back, because it was in August and I didn't have many clients. But here we are, 3 years later, we never stopped.
Yes.
And I especially remember, as a tapping instructor, that I had one big requirement from you, and that was that you tapped on yourself.
Yes.
Before we went out and taught it to others or the children at the school, because I think that is sort of the basic, if you want to help other people, is that you are feeling as good as you can. You can always improve, and you know the method by heart, and not something you learned here and you did 5 times.
Yeah.
And you said yes.
Incidentally, I had a migraines problem at that time. I would visit the chemist almost every evening, just to suppress the constant headache that refused to go away. So it's like this tapping tool. I mean, the tapping came just at the right time, I would say. And immediately after I had understood the process, I hit the road running, doing it on myself as many times as I could. And then the miracle happened. I stopped gradually feeling the migraine. Even the chemist wondered why I stopped visiting him every evening as I would previously. And I was so glad to share the knowledge with him. I remember he must have been the first person to have listened to my story, but then he didn't buy it. I don't know why, but he was a bit skeptical. But I went ahead with tapping, and I can proudly report today that those migraines are a long, long gone story. I don't suffer any migraines again. And I feel less stressed nowadays, and I know what to do when I am stressed. That's the good news. And then, naturally, I shared the story with the teachers at Oasis school. And I am glad that they readily accepted it, because the problems that we were able to identify with them facing the children were things that were bordering stress, anxiety, because of the stories they come with from home. They live in backgrounds that are not very good economically, so their children from broken families, their children from families whose economic strength is very low. They miss meals. Some of them can go maybe for days without meals, and this stresses them. It affected even their academic performance. So I told the teachers that there's a tool that we can use, something that will not really help them find financial solution, but will reduce the levels of their stress, restore their hope, so that they can be more creative in life, and uplift themselves in creative ways. Because really that is the best way of helping oneself out. When you think of your own way of coming up with something that is going to make you survive. So we started with the children. The children naturally liked it because they believe in what their teachers tell them. And they took the story home. Skeptical parents were there, of course. We can't say that every parent accepted this. But those who were able to accept, those who were able to try it out, came up with amazing, amazing reports of reduced levels of stress, anxiety down, hope restored, and they felt wanted, actually, that, they can also be important because when they tell stories to others how they are feeling as opposed to how they used to feel before tapping, it encourages the others that there's something they can do together to uplift each other. The journey has been so good with everyone, and it is spreading and spreading, and we are getting amazing experiences from people. Yes.
Yes, and that speaks, the tapping speaks for itself. If you try it, you get results that you can't deny, then your heart just wants to share it with others.
Yes.
Try this. And so the ripples have been going on since 3 years now.
Yes, it has developed. You know, the ripples are developing threefold every time, so to speak, because from the lessons that I was able to learn from you, I was able to pass that knowledge to the teachers and the children, and then through this, other routes have developed from the major tapping program. We have had children who could not afford to have 3 meals a day. Nowadays they're feeding, and the feeding program is continuing without a hitch. And I want to honestly thank the coach and everyone else who has been enabling this to happen. Honestly, you have made 60 children plus, because sometimes we get additional children who come to to feed, and we can't chase them away, but we have 60 children who believe that there is a group of people somewhere who really love them and who wants them to be healthy, to be happy, and to be productive in life in future. We have women who have been touched through our programs, through our microloan program. They have been able to support their businesses, and from the profit they get, they repay their loan within the agreed time as they develop themselves. I am proud to report today that 2 of those ladies are able to educate their own children in mid-level schools, and they are able also to support their families, something that was a bit difficult to do before. So we are empowering people not just in tapping, but also economically, so that they can depend on themselves. That is really an amazing step, and we are working towards even empowering more. When the others repay their loans, we identify another needy case, we educate them on what to do, we agree on terms, and we make them expand so that they can reach out to the others. And apart from the microloan project, we also teach them tapping, and they become members of our big team, so that they can talk about the benefits of the microloan and the benefits of tapping. Yeah. And it's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah. We have sort of tapping as the basis of everything we do.
Yeah.
So that is important for everyone watching this.
Yeah.
That we don't do anything without tapping. Like when we started the microloans, I remember we were talking about the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
And then we said, no tapping, no microloan.
Yeah, it has to be the first condition. Yeah, I mean,
the first condition.
Yeah, somebody has to be asked first that, are you ready to tap? Are you ready to share it with others? Your experiences, as the basic requirement for you to get the microloan from us. And we are glad that those who have benefited from our microloans first became members of our women a tapping team, and then became the beneficiaries of our microloan program. We have teens, 5 of them, who are also benefiting from our scholarship program. First of all, they came from Oasis School. Kenya has an educational system where after primary school, they proceed to secondary schools where fee is required. We had averagely bright children who could totally not afford school fee, 5 of them. They were the first group to be trained on tapping when I went to the school for the first time. And I trained them. After training the teachers, we trained them together with the teachers. I talked to them, and then I told them that for you to benefit from our scholarship program, you really have to be our tapping ambassadors in the schools where you're going to. Yes, so they are our young tapping champions, the first ever to be trained by us. And, you know, that is a generational a move, actually, because as they grow, they are sharing the wonderful story of tapping to the rest of their age, below and even above, you know. So we are going to benefit in both two sides here. One, these young people are going to have their future shaped because we are helping them go through the education system so that they become people who can be depended upon by their families later in life when they finally become professionals. On the other side, they are also spreading the good news of tapping. Yes, and thereby spreading the calm, spreading peace, and spreading joy, actually, to the rest of the teens in their schools as they interact. A wonderful story, a very wonderful story.
And we are always thinking in long terms. So it's we are thinking generations that these teens that get tapping and education will be better parents, and so their children. So we have big plans on long terms, and that is I think that's the only way of thinking. Not tapping is not a quick fix, and changing your self-esteem is also something you need to work on all the time. And then they use the tapping.
Absolutely.
Yes. And yeah, okay, so there's so much to. We must mention the farm. We have 4 cows or 5? 4 cows.
We have 4 cows as at now. Within a span of 2 years, because we got a cow in the second year. The very first cow took time before delivery, but eventually it delivered. And then initially we had also started a chicken business. And when the chicken reached a considerable age and number, we sold them and bought a second cow. So a second cow came. This cow project is also developing a great deal, and we believe that in the next year or 2 we shall have another cow, because the very first cow most likely will give us another one. And one thing that is so advantageous with cows is that they appreciate. For example, you buy a cow at a given price today, you feed it for a given period, and then when you take it back to the market, the price cannot be the same. And you can sell one and come back home from the market with 2 cows. So it is something that is appreciating, and we really like that. The teens that I talked about earlier, what are beneficiaries of our scholarship program, also get uniforms, very new uniforms that are made by one of the ladies who is a beneficiary of our microloan. She is a tailor. So we are reinvesting. We talk to her, she gives us a discount, and we pay her for the uniforms so that money doesn't go away from our project. Something that is also continuing to empower her. And then she gets what to eat at the end of the day with her other children. The children that we are feeding today, the 60 children, have been supported by our wonderful donors. But then, we see that at some point this program needs to sustain itself. That is why we came up with a business idea that we sell grains, we sell rice, we sell corn, dry corn that is, and beans. And recently we also added green grams. The reason why we put those grains together is that people around Migori like eating the grains mixed, like rice would be mixed with beans or green grams or something like that. So for you to attract customers, you have to sell everything that they need under one roof. And the business has picked up, save for a few days when we had elections in Kenya, so we had to close shop for a few days. But then calmness is returning and business will be good. We are really hopeful for that. Yes.
Yes. So when we started, or when I started teaching you tapping, I could not dream of all the things that we are achieving, and we are expanding, and we have certified tapping instructors.
Absolutely.
That are entering into a system, sort of saying, with a Peaceful Heart Network that is doing an amazing job with tapping in technique. So we are expanding on all levels, knowledge, with experiences, and it's so wonderful. What we are doing.
We have a team. We have a team of very dedicated people in Migori, in Kisumu, where we have our teachers from 20 schools actually, whom we trained tapping. And in these 20 schools, we are actually talking about over 4,000 children averagely who
using tapping.
They really like tapping, and we don't just tap. We identify children in these schools who cannot afford to put on decent uniforms, and we have been able to make uniforms for a number of these children. We call them our tapping champions in those schools. And when the others see them in those new uniforms, it makes them believe that, these people who are tapping can also be our friends, because they bring us new uniform, apart from making us relax and making us stress-free, and telling us that there is hope, that from our humble backgrounds we can be great people in the future. A very wonderful thing. Recently we visited some youths in a town in Kenya called Eldoret, people who came from a neighboring country actually, because of war. we refer to them as our brothers and sisters, as opposed to referring to them as refugees. They really like trapping. It reduced the trauma that they had after witnessing war in their own country. And we are soon going back there to visit them again, so that they can give us the experiences, and we train together again and share experiences, and that just have a good time, sharing and be happy. And we tell each other that the world is going to change from Kenya to Africa to the whole world, and we want to make the world a better place. That is our ultimate objective. And it is a journey that we are traveling together with the coach, with the team, and with our goddess.
I am the coach. They call me the coach.
Yes.
so you know. Okay, so this first part of the video, it could be about what we have done. Are there any more? And the next, we can talk about the future. Is that a good plan?
Yeah. In the next video, now we can talk about...
Yeah, so we have 5 minutes left.
Yes.
Is there anything else we have achieved?
Yes, we though we have not expanded so much, but we are trying out reusable pads for our young teens in schools.
That's the future.
Yeah, but that is the future.
Yeah. So we'll take that. So I was thinking, we have managed a flood where the crop was destroyed. And what else? Oh, we survived the corona lockdown.
Yes.
So it's not only been achieve. We had to take it step by step and fix issues that occurred on the way.
Yes. Yeah, in the face of difficult times, we survived. And I want to thank everyone who made us survive, because we did, and we became victorious. Despite the floods that affected our farming program, we were able to grow corn, and it pushed the feeding program up to some point. Despite the too much rains that affected our vegetable farm, the maize really did amazingly well, and we can count that we succeeded 60% in the farming program before floods came and destroyed our farms. But we are people who don't give up. We are people who don't believe in giving up. We shall try again when the climate is okay with us.
Yes, and we also have fun. I mean, the hens are named after donors.
Yes.
You pay 50 Swedish kronor, and then you can name a chicken. And the last thing, they were able to name the cows, the little calf and the third cow. So it's also fun. We are not suffering while doing this. We are happy, we are in love from our hearts, and we play.
Yes.
Okay, shall we finish this looking back and start on talking about the future?
Yeah, so it has been 3 years of wonderful achievements.
Yes.
So far, so good, we can say. And we are dreaming of achieving more, even more in the future. One, we have a very, very confident future.
Yes, and if we had more money, we would expand more rapidly. So
yes. Our activities are restricted or controlled by the small budget we have. Otherwise, we would reach so many people. We would come up with so many creative projects, all in the name of restoring hope, reducing anxiety and stress, and making people believe in themselves.
Yes, and
Yeah,
creating a new future in Kenya and other countries.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just showing now. When you do it,